I don't gotta go nowhere. I feel like I can do it right here. Like, I can make it to UFC right from here.
Hello, everyone. You're listening to another episode of Let's Talk Sports with Tim McKain. I'm here with Adrian Soto Perez. Thank you, brother,
Yes,
for
sir.
joining, man.
Thank
How you doing today?
Doing good. I'm feeling great, man. I appreciate you coming all the way down from Greensboro. So
Yes, sir. Yes,
I'm
sir.
excited.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. So my first question to you is, do you remember the first time you fell in love with the fight game?
So the first time I really fell in love with the fight game, I remember I was with my dad. I was just with my family, and we turned on the UFC fights, and it was, I believe at the time it was Chuck Liddell versus Tito Ortiz. So it's back then, and it was a hot one. And I remember Tito was he's acting all crazy. He's like I'm gonna do this, that, and he's got the shirt. Dana White is my, you know what, yeah.
For real.
And I just remember watching that, and I fell in love with it because I'm like, man, this is almost no holds barred. This is like
No filter.
Yeah, exactly. But admittedly, I thought it was crazy. I was like, oh, this stuff's crazy. I love watching this, But that was the first time I remember really being like, wow, man, this is awesome. This is amazing. This is something I enjoy.
Okay. Do you remember so you fell in love watching Tito and Chuck Liddell,
Mm-hmm.
right? Do you remember your first sparring match? And what was that like?
Man, to be honest with you, my first sparring match was in the street.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I'm from Laurinburg, North Carolina. It's about an hour up the road from here. It's a rough place. It's a lot of good people. Don't get me wrong, but it's a rough place. You definitely, me being the only Puerto Rican, there at the school. You kind of got to fend for yourself, and my dad taught me that, and I had big brothers used to beat me up all the time as well.
Man.
That's probably my real first sparring match. My brothers just ganging up on me. But yeah, man, school fights, that was first thing. In terms of sparring match, in 2017 I started doing MMA, and I sparred a guy. He came in. This is when I knew, like, okay, I can do this. I was green. All I did was wrestle, and they had a guy there that was 2-0 as an amateur, and the coach threw us in. Was like, see what you got, and I knew I could wrestle him, but I was like, all right, let me see what I can do on the feet, and I started. I held my own, touched him up on the feet a little bit, and I was like, wow, maybe I can do this. This isn't so bad. It was just a naive, 20-year-old, 21-year-old. Yeah.
I got you. So my next question is, like, who did you model your game after? Who were some of the fighters that you admired when you were little?
Man, right now I model my game off of a certain select few guys. My boxing and my defense and my punches and combination, I model off of Canelo Alvarez.
He's a G.
Yeah, for real. He's the man, and he's my favorite fighter. Even though I'm an MMA fighter, he's a boxer.
Right.
Canelo's my favorite fighter. I love everything about him. I love his head movement. I love his combinations that he uses. I love his his defense, all that. And then in MMA, Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo is one of the first. See, because when I got into MMA, Jose Aldo was my guy that I was like, okay, this is my favorite. Like, I want to watch him. So Jose Aldo, I get a lot of inspiration from him watching his fights. I'm always watching his fights, how he sets up his leg kicks, all kinds of stuff. Conor McGregor, I love Conor. And I didn't always love Conor because he acted a little crazy for me, but I appreciate the skill.
Right.
And I do respect the skill. I can always, tell the difference between, like, okay, maybe I don't like this guy's how he acts, but I have to respect his skill set, And so I would say Conor McGregor, Canelo Alvarez, Jose Aldo, John Bones Jones, all those guys, man. I watch those guys and really try to dissect things and take them from my own.
Transitioning back to MMA, so what can you take away? What have you taken away from both your wins and your losses when it comes to your MMA career so far?
Wow, so man, that's big. Well, for me personally, I've learned so much more from my losses than I have from my wins. You know, my wins, you know, they feel good, of course. You know, your wins feel good. They fill you up with confidence. And they make you feel like that's the thing that I love about the fight game. And when you win a fight, it's like a feeling like no other. You feel like you're on top of the world. You feel like nobody can touch you in this. But I also realize now, because I have lost that, that's really it's a facade, you know. That's really it's really imaginary, you know. You know, because anybody can lose on any given day. So I've learned from my losses, you know. When I lost for a title fight, I didn't train very hard for the fight, because in my opinion, you know, I was undefeated at the time. I was 3-0, and in my opinion, I was like, man, this guy can't touch me. You know, I'm gonna. And I had a lot of yes men around me. This was before I came to this gym, you know, and I had a lot of yes men around me, and you know, like, you know, oh man, you gonna beat him regardless, you know. And I learned a hard lesson in that fight when I lost. I learned a hard lesson that, you know, it doesn't matter if I'm 3-0 and he's 0-3. If I don't train hard and he trains hard for that fight, he's probably gonna win. You know, and not to take anyone lightly ever. Right. You can never take anyone lightly in this fight game at any time, because things can change. It's not like basketball where you got a time limit, right, and it's 48 minutes to do what you got to do. Things in fighting can change like this. Instantly, you know. Instantly. I can be winning the whole fight, and then boom, it can be over in his favor, you know. That's
the truth.
Yeah, and it's a harsh reality to live with, honestly. You know, it's something that every fighter thinks about. It's a good thing, because that can change for you too. Right. You know what I mean?
Somebody might be underestimating you. Just come off, sock them right there.
Exactly. And so, but that's from my losses. I've learned the main thing. I've learned so much more from my losses, and that's never take anybody lightly. You know, give your all to this, because you can say you're doing this, you can say you're doing that, but it'll show in there. You know, it'll show in there. You don't know what your opponent's been doing. He don't know what I've been doing. But when we get in the cage,
you're gonna know what you've been doing.
We'll know, you know. Yeah. So that's the biggest thing that I learned, is not take anybody lightly, man. Just give your all to this, because if not, it's not worth it.
Okay. So I did some research on you, man. I found out you're a father, man.
Yes. Yeah.
So how did becoming a father impact you as a fighter?
Yeah. Shout out my son Ari. Love you. It honestly, you know, I became a father like in a transition phase, you know, and I honestly had become a father. This kind of circles back to the last question. I was a father and I was undefeated, you know, and so everything was going well, you know, and I was like, man, this is awesome. And then when I lost, I saw, you know, when you win, everybody is there with you. When you win, everybody, that's like they say, it's lonely at the top. It's not lonely at the top. When you're at the top, everybody's there. You know, hey, Adrian, I want to go out with you. Hey, Adrian, I want to do. But when I lost, no one was there. But my son was there. You know, he was 1 year, he's 1 year old. You know, he don't know if I won or lost. You know, he don't know the difference. And so it just, being a father, it made me realize, like, you know, win, lose, or draw, this is what's important. Win, lose, or draw, your family will be there. You know, my son will be there. And I have to work hard, not for everybody else. Not for the people that, when you win, want to go out with you and party with you, or that want to be around you. I have to work hard for myself, and I have to work hard for my son, because he's, you know, he depends on me. And I want to make him proud. You know, that's what I realized. Like, I don't want to make everybody else proud. I want to make my son proud. I want him to grow up and say, man, that's my dad. That's my dad on TV. Like, you know, I want him to feel like his dad is Superman. You know, even though I'm not. You know, and so that's the main way it affected me, is just realizing that, you know, that's what's most important. And if you don't have those things to work for, if you're working for things that are more shallow than something like that, then it's not gonna work. You know, in the end, it's not gonna work out.
And that's true legacy.
Yes,
That's what
sir.
legacy is.
Yes,
You
yes,
know what I
sir.
mean? Passing down to your children.
Absolutely.
You know, that's
Yeah.
awesome, man. Shout out to your son.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
Thank you. Ari.
Ari. Shout out to Ari.
Yes,
So,
sir.
if you could fight in any venue or any location, where would it be?
So, I have 3 main places that I want to
Okay.
fight before my career is done. The first one's the easy one. First one's typical Vegas.
For sure.
Yeah, I want to fight in Vegas. Just because of the history, man. That's my goal. That's my dream is to be. I want to be one of those great fighters that main event a big show in Vegas, and you know I want to be, you know, etch my name in that history. You know, second place is, you know, somewhere in Asia. Honestly,
Word.
yeah. Somewhere in Asia, man. Somewhere I used to. I don't know if you're familiar with Pride.
Yes.
Yeah, I used to. So I used to watch the Pride shows, and man, those fans over there are amazing. You know, they're crazy about their fighters. You'll see 60,000 fans out there just going crazy. You know, so Asia, and then the third one, and the one the most I would love to fight in, is Puerto Rico. Yeah, I'm Puerto Rican, and I'm so proud of it. Every fight that I fight, I have my Puerto Rican flag shorts, and I would just love to do that, man. Especially now, because Puerto Rico is in a very tough state right now, and that's my goal. I just got back from Puerto Rico actually last week, and I was just there, and I was inspired, man. I was like, man, I want this to be me. I want, you know, like Miguel Cotto. I want them to look at me that way, and you know, I would love to have a huge event, just have all the Puerto Ricans there, you know, screaming, going crazy, and that's my goal. You know, that's one of my major goals in life is to make the island proud, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I feel actually that leads to one of my other questions, like what are some of the things you want to accomplish and some of those things. So what are some of the things you want to do for Puerto Rico?
It's so tough right now because of the position they're in, but I just want to be more than anything a source of inspiration, you know, and hopefully that can lead to me being able to financially provide for people that can't provide for themselves. But right now, you know, the first step I want to take is I just want to become a source of real inspiration for those people, to let them know that you know you are cared about. You know like let them know I'm proud to be a Puerto Rican. And I want to put it on the biggest stage. I want to put it on the UFC. I want it to be on the UFC, and let people know, you know, that I represent my people, you know. And I would love to just go back there and just give back in any way I can, you know. And I don't know specifically, just being honest, how I could do it, you know. But that's my goal. I want to inspire people. If there's a lot of, you know, Puerto Rico's full of boxing gyms. Hopefully one day people, you know, younger kids look at me and say, oh, I want to be an MMA fighter, you know, in Puerto Rico. And so that's the biggest thing. I want to be a source of inspiration, let people know that, like, okay, you know, you can do whatever.
I mean, I think that's it, man. I think inspiration. I think helping people financially. I think when it comes to opening up a boxing gym, teaching little kids how to fight.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Those are some of the things that people would take and say, yo, Adrian Soto Perez.
Yes, sir.
He's the real deal.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, do you have an upcoming fight? If not, who would you like to fight next?
So I do have an upcoming fight. It's August 24th. It's in Smithfield, North Carolina. I'm fighting. It's in a promotion called XFP. Shout out to XFP. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm actually fighting for the 155-pound championship, the belt there in XFP. Wow. Yes, sir. It just got official last week, so this is, you know, that's why you see me in here like this. You know,
training.
I apologize for the attire, but that's why you see me in here like this. You know, it's 6 weeks away. I'm super excited. I'm fighting a guy named Jeffrey Summers. He's a tough dude. And yeah, we're fighting for the belt, man. It's gonna be. I'm extremely excited. You know, I these are the fight. You know, these are the fights I look at and I'm like, okay, I'm on the right path. I'm getting the right exposure. I'm doing the right things. You know, and that feels good more than anything. You know, just to know that I'm going the right way. You know, I'm not there yet, but I'm headed there. But I'm super excited for this fight. He's a wrestler. I'm a wrestler. But I like
with hands.
Yeah, exactly. With hands. You know, yeah. I like, and I was just about to say, but I love to box. I love to strike. Everybody, it's not a secret. You know, everybody knows that, and I that's exactly what I'm gonna do. You know, I'm gonna come in there, stop his takedowns, and I'm gonna try to punch a hole in his face. You know.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
Good luck to you, man.
Thank you, sir.
We talking to the 155 champion.
Yes, sir.
Right here, man.
Yes,
Where
sir.
can people reach you out on social media?
You check me out on Instagram or Facebook, Adrian Soto Perez. It's my name, Adrian Soto -Perez. On Instagram, y'all don't pick on me for this. I made it when I was like 17. My Instagram handle is the #1 handsome kid. So.
Oh, you know the girl's gonna be liking that though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Shout out to my girlfriend though. Shout out to my girlfriend.
Okay, never mind. Just the girl. Yeah,
Nah, they love it, but you know she's cool with it too though. She's the best. I got so much love for her. She holds me down. So, but
That's
yes, sir.
up.
One handsome kid on Instagram and Adrian Soto Perez on Facebook.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Adrian.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, pleasure's mine.
Yes, sir.